All right, some hard statistics to put to the election. 61% of likely voters believe Hillary Clinton won the first debate, but pundits across the board have agreed that Donald Trump's strongest moments Monday night were early on, when he discussed trade and the economy. A designer of that policy, Steve Moore, Fox News contributor and energy and economic policy advisor to the Trump campaign. Steve, nice to see you from the swing state of Colorado.
Happy to be here. By the way, I never inhaled. Okay?
Oh, well, we're glad you cleared that up from the last segment. And in Denver, you never know what happens. Right. What stays in Denver happens in Denver, stays in Denver. Speaking of situations that you've been in, I wanted to play this clip from last night and get your thoughts.
I'm glad there's only a month left. I'm about to lose it. Seriously, I just have one question for you, Steve, because I know you're a Trump supporter. Have you lost your goddamn mind? Between 3:20 and 5:30, when people should be sleeping. Even I'm sleeping at that hour. And he is just saying, check out this sex tape. You really think this person should be the president of the United States?
Steve Moore on Bill Maher last night.
That
Steve,
was painful.
You walked into the Lions Den.
And Sean Penn and this other liberal woman, and then 300 liberals in the audience. But I will say this: I think about the debate. I agree with you, Leland. I thought the first 30 minutes on the economy, there was just no question that Donald Trump won that part of the debate. He talked about bringing jobs back. He talked about cutting taxes. He talked about better trade deals. And, Hillary was on the defensive the whole time because he basically made it very simple to the American voter. He said, I want to cut taxes to grow the economy. Hillary wants to raise taxes to grow the government. What I want to see in the next debate, Leland, is for Donald Trump to really stay on that theme. I want to take away his Twitter account. I want to not talk about Miss Universe. I want him to talk about jobs in the economy and terrorism, because if he does, that's how he wins.
Well, I think you are one of many of his advisors who'd like to take away his Twitter account. I've heard that from a number of people inside the campaign. We had a fellow on last hour named John Stubbs. He's the head of Republicans for Hillary, and he likes all the things that you just talked about in terms of tax policy, trade policy, all of these issues. And then this is what he said about a Donald Trump presidency.
Hillary Clinton is the least worst outcome. Donald Trump is the worst outcome. And when you're faced with the worst outcome, pragmatically speaking, you have to look at what your options are. Right now, our options, we believe, Republican Congress with Hillary Clinton is the best path for stability.
All right, why is he wrong?
Well, I think a couple of things. I don't respect Republicans who say they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton. I just don't get the logic of that, because, the number one reason is every conservative knows why you have to vote for Donald Trump is because the Supreme Court is going to have 2 or 3 new appointments. And if Hillary Clinton puts 3 more liberals on the court, the conservatives are going to lose power of the court for 20 or 30 years. But more importantly, our economic agenda, I mean, every poll for the last 6 years has shown the economy and jobs are the 2 biggest issues to the American people. And you just compare what we want to do and what she wants to do on down the line. Incidentally, Leland, you reminded me of another thing. You know what word never came up? I don't think it ever came up in the debate. Obamacare. And here's, an insurance program, a medical program that is absolutely in shambles. It's like the Hindenburg of health care plans, and we got to get Donald Trump to talk about that over and over again. I live in Virginia. My premiums are going up 15% next year, and that's less than in most states.
Yeah, well, no, especially if places like Nashville, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, some of those cities seen huge increases. Steve, real quickly at the end, the one thing we heard in the debate is related to economics, which I don't know the last time it came up in a presidential debate, was talking about the Federal Reserve and something that Donald Trump has hit and said Janet Yellen's keeping rates artificially low. Is that part of the Trump policy, and how would he change this in terms of trying to keep the Fed apolitical? Is he doubling down on this idea that the Fed is in some way trying to politically support the president or Democrats in general?
I don't think there's any question that the Fed has been political. I mean, and it's a political institution. We are going to get rid of Janet Janet Yellen as the Fed chairman when Donald Trump becomes president. And by the way, Leland, how about somebody like Steve Forbes to run the Fed? Wouldn't that be an awesome thing? But I want to go back to one point about taxes, if I could. You know, I don't think Donald Trump adequately addressed the issue of trickle-down economics. And what I want him to do in the next debate is walk through and say, Hillary, look, we did this in the 1960s under John F. Kennedy. We had a boom. We did this in the 1980s under Ronald Reagan. We had a boom. When we've raised taxes, the economy's gone into the dumps.
Well, you could also say
cut taxes.
You could also say we had a boom under Bill Clinton in terms of his tax policies.
He cut the capital. Yeah, but he cut the capital gains tax.
Right.
And if you look at what happened to the revenues, they went through the roof.
Steve, you'll understand this from being in television. Hard rap. I got to run.
Yeah.
We'll see if he takes your advice. Thanks.
See you later.
Liz?
Bye.